Hey there, it is Confessions of a Reluctant Entrepreneur time. I hope everyone's doing well and not stressed about the upcoming holidays. We are in the home stretch. Um, I know I have to take a little time today to make sure I'm fully prepared and pick up the bird soon and get that done. So, yay, holiday season. And I know sometimes it can be a little bit challenging during this season to sort of keep going or feel the momentum going, especially if you're new and you're just building. I know I have that. I have this kind of, oh, I've got so much writing I want to do, and I want to continue to keep building and continue to keep showing up on social media and challenge myself to do that through the holiday season. But there's also just this little part of me that maybe wants to chill out a little bit. So I'm going to try and balance the both of those things. Anyhow, in case you don't know me, I am a writer, ghostwriter, and author, and I am going to talk a little bit today about how I continuously hold myself back in kind of being more awesome in my business. And when I first started, I did have a small idea. Well, I had some idea of what I wanted to do before I quit my job. I knew I wanted to write. And at first, that to me felt like copywriting. And so I've got a bunch of different little copywriting jobs and some social media management jobs, and kind of pieced that together. And as I shifted and grew and things changed, I realized no, copywriting was not the way for me, but ghostwriting was. So I was open to feeling that change. And as soon as I was open to shifting into that change, opportunities in the world showed up. But the ways in which I hold myself back, I think I come up with this sort of preconceived idea of what this business looks like. And so because I've shuffled myself into this kind of narrow way of thinking, I'm no longer open to seeing all of the other options and possibilities. So where this comes from is I think I'm very good at holding myself back from doing awesome things or different things. I want to, again, it comes back to pleasing people, being the good student, doing what I'm supposed to. So we see all these people with branding online, and, you have to have this consistent voice and consistent brand. And the hard part is that when your brand is you, I mean, I know my business is called Sadie Tells Stories, but my brand is essentially me. And so sometimes I get really stuck, especially with how I show up online, because I want it to be consistent. But the thing is, I'm a multifaceted person, and I love anything to do with creativity, magic, and wonder. And so sometimes I'm holding myself back from doing these things. So that was my first point, is I limit myself to this preconceived idea of what I think I should be doing based on what I think the rules are, and trying to stick to the rules. And then sometimes I'm telling myself I know what I want because I want to decide. I want to know that I want this thing and I'm working towards a goal and I know what my path is. It's hard when you feel lost. And when I first left what I've been doing for my whole life for 20 years, I felt so lost. It was such a scary feeling. I didn't know what was next. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just felt like I was floundering. I was kind of going here and there and here and there, and I didn't like that feeling. I wanted to have a plan. I wanted to know what I was doing going forward. And so sometimes, though, in making that plan, I'd be telling myself, yes, you want to do this, because I wanted to be in that place where I knew what I was doing. I didn't want to be lost. I didn't want to feel lost anymore. But the problem in doing that is that sometimes that wasn't exactly what I wanted. And so I was, again, shuffling myself into this preconceived idea of what I thought I should be doing, or what I thought I wanted. And so that, in another way, was also holding me back from doing awesome things in my business and doing different things. And I just realized, I think I still had my music playing. Maybe that was in the background. So that was telling myself I knew what I wanted before I knew what I wanted, because I really didn't want to be lost. I think that's my main point there with that one. And then so that leads into the next point, is that I would decide what I was doing before I really knew what that was. Other things I would do is I would because I would feel guilty, I had guilt issues around not making a certain amount of money. And so I started to value judge what I was doing during the day, based on how much money I could make in the day. And so I would do things like not write my book during, say, business hours. I would do a full 8 hours of work, and then I pull my book into the evening time because it felt like I should be building towards like making money. I should be making money during the day. But the thing is that I learned when I published my last book, my first one, is that actually catapulted me into getting more clients than I ever had before, and clients that I wanted to have in a way that nothing else did. So that was actually the most valuable work I was doing, and I was holding myself back from doing that kind of work. So yes, those are the different ways in which I was holding myself back. And the funniest thing is that often I'm holding myself back and I don't know I'm holding myself back. And I talked about this in a live in Susie's group, and also, I've talked about this a few times. But Steph, who came in yesterday for the card pull that I was doing, I think I asked her for some advice on one of her psychic advising, and she said that her guides were telling her, just why is she holding herself back? So I'm continuously holding myself back, hiding from the world, not being as big as I could be. So my really big goals this year, I do want to get on stage again. I used to present at conferences in my first career. And I would like to do that again. So I want to get out there and get some speaking engagements, and then publish my first full-length book on my own, in my name. So those are my two huge goals. But again, am I holding myself back in some way? And I learned, or what brought this topic on, is that yesterday I was just having such a rough day, and I pulled oracle cards for myself, and they instantly made me feel better. They gave me some solutions. It's not solutions, but a way of thinking that sort of lifted me out of this like feeling of feeling stuck and worried and stressed and all the things. And I don't know what made me do it, but I decided to go live, and I thought, well, I'm going to pull cards for other people to help them too, if they need that same sort of help. But it's not on brand. I don't consider myself a psychic business advisor in any sort of way. But the card pull was really, really interesting. People really engaged with it. I had a lot of fun with it. I've been pulling these cards now, I don't know, it was warm out, so 6 months ago maybe. So I mean, this is something I could have been doing because I do really enjoy it. I've always loved this kind of woo. So I guess I am a little bit woo, a little bit work, a little bit learning, manifestation, all those things. But I was holding myself back from putting it out into the world because I thought, oh, this isn't on brand. This isn't what a ghostwriter does. Hey, but in the end, they're angel cards. So I'm going to go ahead and pull myself 3 cards since no one else is here. And I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to ask a question. And what question will I ask? The question that I'm going to ask actually is, how do I best stay on track over the holidays in my work and in my business in a way that feels inspiring, intuitive? Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to pull myself 3 cards based on that. And this one is calling to me. So first card, second card, they're coming to me quickly here. Nope, second card, good. Third card. Okay, so how can I stay on track over the holidays? First card is, say I'm sorry. All right, and this first card has to do with the frame of mind I need to be in to approach the situation or a problem. It's not really a problem, it's a situation. And what the card reads is, let's face it, your ego hates to admit when you make mistakes. So rather, it conjures up a long list of excuses and explanations for its poor and fearful behavior. The ego ignores the impact it has on others because it's too busy defending itself. So, your spirit, on the other hand, doesn't hesitate to apologize for all mistakes the ego makes as soon as they become obvious. It knows that we're all students here to learn, and mistakes are an essential part of the process. Your spirit also lives in the now and is aware that the best way to present is both to forgive and ask forgiveness for errors as quickly as possible. All right, so that's my first card, say I'm sorry, and that's how to approach the situation. Oh no, I don't want to make mistakes, but maybe I'm going to. We'll see. Who knows? The second card is how to lift my vibration in this. Accept love. So if anyone's popping on, if you want me to pull a card for you, I'm here. Just say hey in the comments. You don't have to tell me what your question is or anything. I will just pull you the card. So the second card I've pulled for myself, and the question I asked myself was how to stay motivated and positive through the holiday season in my business and feel forward momentum. And the other one was accept love. So this is how to lift my vibration during that time. Okay. And so I'm just going to summarize this. I don't always love reading on the lives. So it's just saying that I am infinite light and that I am loved and that I am beautiful and all these sorts of things. And for all these reasons, I am loved by the universe, the great energy of the universe, and all the people in my life. And so to hold on to that love and accept it and not reject it in the way that sometimes the ego will say, oh, that person says they love you, but maybe they don't really love you. So I love this idea of lifting your vibration. One of the best ways to lift your vibration is to know that you are loved and to accept that love. All right. Card number 3 is turn back. So this is some of this third card is actually what I'm missing in when I'm thinking about this situation. So, and it is 51, turn back. Here it is. This is actually one of the hardest ones, and that's really interesting because I do have a very hard time backtracking. And sometimes it's what it's saying is that your ego will lead you down a path, and this comes right back to how fascinating. This card comes back to exactly what I was talking about through this whole live, about how sometimes I've led myself down a path just because I think it's what I'm supposed to do. I think it's the right thing. And in the end, I'm holding myself back from moving forward and in other more interesting ways. Like, hey, will I keep pulling these cards? I have no idea. This is just something I felt called to do yesterday. And so I decided to do it again today. And that's it. So yeah, say I'm sorry, accept love, and turn back. And what I think that means for me is to just recognize maybe if I've forgotten something, made a mistake, accept that everyone loves me. I know I did actually go see a psychic for my friend's birthday, and she was great. She was bang on a lot of things. And she said one of the things, she looked at me and said, your clients really love you, which is funny to me because I worry so much that they don't. And so it was so nice to hear that they did. And then, so accepting love, accepting that people really respect and value my work, and also just love me in my life and that I'm safe in that. And then the last one is turn back. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something I need to see. There's something I need to look back at and figure out. So yeah, so these are my 3 cards to stay focused, positive, and excited about my business over the holidays and not feel like it's stagnating or worrying what's gonna come next. So before I go, I know no one's on here live right now. I know a few people popped by earlier, but I'm going to pull one card for anyone who comes by later, watches the replay, and needs to hear it. Oh, hi, Vicki, you joined. If you are here and you'd like me to pull you a card, please let me know. I'm pulling oracle cards right now. You don't have to tell me your question. I'll pull you a card and I'll let you know what it says. So this is for anyone who comes back and watches the replay and needs to hear it. How this deck works is that sometimes you can just pull a card for the day. And so this is for you. Give yourself the best. What a great card for this time of year. We tend to focus sometimes outwardly on giving, and that's great. I love the season of giving, what you can do for others, how you can help others. Sometimes we need to take some time and give ourselves the best too, especially at this time of year when maybe you can take a little bit of a break. And so I am going to read you this card, even though I, again, don't love always reading online. Okay, the ego has a tendency to deny you the good things in life. Rather, it suggests that you're not worthy of the best, the beautiful, and the finest, and you shouldn't expect it. Not only should you have the best in this life, you should give it to yourself. That's important. You should give yourself the best. Start by offering yourself the best of education. Read and inform yourself with all the wonderful and creative knowledge available to educate the mind, your mind. Give yourself the best of friends. Surround yourself with people who inspire you to grow, see you as wonderful, and bring light and laughter to your world. Afford yourself the best of nature. Go outside and enjoy beautiful Mother Earth daily. Take in the flowers, trees, the lakes, ocean, the mountains, and the landscapes. I love that message. Although it's -18 here today, so I don't think I'll be going outside. Eat the best food that's fresh, nutritious, and lovingly prepared. Also a beautiful message for this time of year as we sit down around the table together to celebrate and enjoy each other. Sleep on the best pillow. Wear the best shoes and socks, even the best underwear you can afford. Respect your body by clothing it in fabrics that reflect the light in your eyes and the brightness of your spirit. Watch the best entertainment. Discern between inspirational works of art and soul-deadening garbage. Feed your spirit. The best and genuinely creative works. Go to the theater, go to museums, go to botanical gardens. There's so much glorious finery for your spirit to enjoy. Don't wait for others to offer it to you. Give yourself the best. On that note, I'm going to end with that card for you today. I hope you all are having an amazing day, and I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, different lesson. More cards? Maybe.